friends, it is time for your good news break. I'm Stephanie Haney, and this is It's All Good News, the show where we tell you stories that will make you smile. Here's what's coming up for you today. A case of mistaken identity caused an entire school to shut down, but of course there's a happy ending, or else it wouldn't be in this show. Double trouble, the twins who are ready to take on the world after taking over their high school. And a wedding saved by a postal worker with an eagle eye. First though, there must be something in the water, or maybe it's just that time of year. Not one, but two baby deer rescued from sticky situations. Our first stop is in North Olmsted. Just look at that fuzzy little face. This little one apparently got stuck in a sewer grate outside of Situ's restaurant. The owner called the police to report the little fawn getting stuck, and officers teamed up with the North Olmsted Service Department to free this little baby. Mom stood just a few feet away watching the whole thing go down, and then they were reunited. Great work to the officers and service department there. Then, in Brunswick, a baby deer wandered right into a business and hid near some machinery. Owners called police, and Animal Control Officer Kellums swooped in to save the day. The department said in a Facebook post that the officer played a little game of hide and seek with the fawn before rescuing her and returning her to the wild. Another great job by officers there. And we do need to remind everybody, typically, you don't want to bother baby deer you may see in the wild. Even though their mothers don't appear to be nearby, they will return later for the baby, so it's best to just leave them alone unless they're injured. Okay, you know what we're here to do. Share your good news. So if you've seen something good or had something good happen to you lately, we need you to tell us about it. Whether it's something small, maybe someone paid for your coffee in the drive-thru line, or something big like someone paid off your student loans, tell us. You can do that by using the hashtag GoodNewsCLE when you post online with your pictures and videos. You can also share what's good with you through the WKYC app using the Near Me feature. Just tap on Near Me in the bottom right corner and the app will tell you what to do from there. Let's continue that animal theme, shall we? We've all heard about snow days, but what about a bobcat day? You've got to hear this one. It's hilarious. Animal Control and the state game warden were called to West Scranton High School last week because school staff said they saw a bobcat in the cafeteria. Officials viewed the surveillance footage and they agreed. Yep, it's a bobcat, so they sent all the students home. Now this is where it gets good. Animal Control officers spent the entire afternoon searching for the bobcat. Turns out it was just a regular house cat. Can you imagine? The day off school and everything. Now the cat was taken to an animal shelter and scanned for a microchip, and then staff there reunited her with her owners, and she'd been missing for 2 months. This story started out wild, got wilder, and then a happy ending. Congrats to all the recent graduates out there, especially these two, identical twin brothers from a town called Travelers Rest in South Carolina. These two achieved an impressive feat. They graduated number 1 and number 2 in their class. Zach Verdon took valedictorian and Eli was salutatorian. These two are highly competitive, especially when it comes to tennis.
The final stretch, it was like who's going to be valedictorian, who's going to be salutatorian, and we were fighting for that. And then for tennis, we had a match this year to determine who was going to be 1 and who was going to be 2. So it was the same sort of thing.
Feels good, but I would like to be valedictorian, but you know, I let my brother have that one.
Very gracious of him there. Now the two brothers will stay close. They're both going to Clemson University in the fall. They're both going to study biology, and yes, they are going to be roommates. So I feel like in general, postal workers don't get nearly enough credit. They deal with all sorts of weather, our pets, and tons of other stuff. And in this next story, we'll introduce you to a postal worker from Alaska who really went above and beyond and saved a wedding. Here's what went down. Crystal Lewis and her fiance mailed out wedding invites earlier this month, and recently they realized they hadn't gotten any RSVP cards back. They thought that was weird. Well, it turns out their envelopes had a wax seal that adds some weight, and they needed extra postage because of it. Enter Edward Mayton. He noticed the pile of envelopes just sitting at a mail facility, and when he took a closer look, he saw they needed that extra postage. So he stepped up and slapped on that postage, paying for it out of his own pocket. Then he rallied his coworkers to help get those invites mailed out.
I couldn't help but choke up because it was so unexpected. I wasn't expecting that at all. It was really nice.
Yeah, and that's just what we do, not just because we're supposed to do it, but just, I mean, this is the Valley, this is Wasilla. It's just, we take care of each other out here.
Now, as if that wasn't good enough, the couple says they tried to repay Edward, but he refused, saying he was just happy that he could help them out. That's it for this week. We'll be back with more good news next week. In the meantime, share your good news with us by posting on social media using that hashtag GoodNewsCLE. You can email it to us at goodnews@wkyc.com or submit your pictures and video using the Near Me feature on the WKYC app. And we'll see you next week with more good news.